So, this is the first. Oh, I'm loving the lighting. This is the first video in a while. I don't think I did one in English. So today I decided to share my journey with you. My name is Lily. I'm a mommy of two. I used to live in London and I loved London, still do. I'm a bit scared of it now, since having children especially. But I relocated my family to an island in Scotland. So, why did I do that, and what have I achieved by doing that? I had one COVID baby and one post-COVID, so it was back to back. And I had my babies away in an island in Scotland, and I had the best maternity experience. And I know this is a sensitive area. Not all moms experience this or get to have this, get to say that they've had the best experience. I'm talking about the whole antenatal clinic situation. The maternity ward was amazing. My birthing, situation went really well. I mean, I've had complications, but it did go well in that I was very well looked after. The doctors and midwives were on everything, and I'll say more about that in a different video. Today though, I wanted to actually share with you the things that I love about living on an island, and how that helped my mental health. It's not to say that I still don't experience different things, like everybody else, life pressures and stuff. We all have to look after ourselves, we need to learn to know when to stop, when to ask for help, and to know to actually prioritize ourselves, especially as mums. There's a lot that we have, we give, and there's a lot of expectation, be it from society. We could be hard on ourselves, you're always kind of giving constantly, and this is not to say dads don't do it, it's just kind of naturally, after you have kids, maybe the kids would want to be with mom more, and it's a lovely thing. And we go through the breastfeeding process and everything, which I'm still going through, and it all adds up. So to be a mom, and to be a businesswoman, to be a wife, and to have to balance, and to also have a little bit of your identity, to balance all these things takes a lot, and of course you have all other external life curveballs that come your way. So there's a lot of that we all deal with. So I moved here when I was, I think, about 6 months pregnant, and it was COVID, and we came to stay with my husband's family. Initially, I wasn't sure, how long we were going to stay for. Everybody was working from home, so we're both working from home, and that made that decision easy. But I also wanted to be near family when I was having my baby. As I said, I didn't actually know, but once I came here and I met the maternity team, I just felt like home, and I couldn't imagine having my babies anywhere else. So I had my first baby in 2021, so it was, I think, complete lockdown, and When I was in London, we weren't allowed to go out multiple times and all those things. But actually, when I came up here, because it was a small place, as I say, it's an island, they have actually managed to keep the COVID out, because it's like tourists and stuff. So if you're not moving, if people are not in and out, it's actually quite difficult to get the virus spreading. So they did manage to keep it away for a little while. So when I came and I started my maternity leave, or even during that time, it was fairly free. Like, you could go to a cafe, but you couldn't go to people's houses to visit.
I'm hungry.
All right, do you want Crispies? Yeah. I'll be back. Enjoy the jazz in the background. So I can't remember what I was saying. So yeah, I was able to go to cafes, I was able to go for a swim, and the way everything is arranged was that you could go swimming, but you will have only 2 people or 1 person in a lane, and so it was less people, which was amazing, and it took the pressure off of my, the big belly, and it gave my back a bit of a break being in the water, so that was really nice. I wasn't able to do that in London, and it was just being out in nature. As you can see, the view, and it's green and there's water everywhere, and it's just gorgeous, and people are nice, and there's no crime, and the kind of the biggest crime you come across is like some kind of theft or whatever, people leaving their cars unlocked. Even like people leave their cars unlocked most of the time, and it's just, you could go out with your children and not worry too much about, you're in London, you're on full alert mode, you can't take your eyes off your children for 3 seconds. Here, yes, you do have to keep your eyes on your kids, but more to make sure that they don't hurt themselves, or they don't fall, or they don't fight with other kids. You're not thinking, oh my god, they're going to be stolen, oh my god, they're going to be stabbed, or I'm not saying that, but those things play on our minds. Because I'll tell you a story. So I had my baby here. I had to go back to London for a few months. More on that, because we had a property there. And there was a lady that was murdered in the park in daylight, like just a couple of weeks before I went back. So this is me as a new mummy coming back to London. I was super paranoid. I was walking down the road, and it was super quiet, and trees and whatnot in the area. It was in Greenwich or Kidbrooke area, and I am constantly looking back to check that no one is following me, and I just thought that was just not good. And I was also just really feeling sad and paranoid, and it completely flipped how I felt so peaceful here versus how anxious I felt there, and it made me think, if I could help it, I would want to live somewhere like this. But obviously there were a number of different factors I had to consider. There's work and stuff like that. So but and again, there's a long story to that, but I in the end made a decision to be here, because that's the best thing for our family, for our little ones, for our kids, for us, and for me to be at peace, because I just don't want to be on that constant anxious mode, and it just doesn't help, because you can't really enjoy your life, and it probably would just drive me to self-destruction. Imagine that, because not everybody you meet is bad, and bad things happen probably everywhere, but to constantly maybe feel negative is not necessarily good for me and for my life. So we moved here. So I say the top 3 things is the ability to actually just let your kids be kids, play outside, play in nature, bring them up where there's like a sense of community, which you find as soon as you, I think, come out of like big cities. There are people, people say hello, good afternoon, stop to talk to you, and I find that really nice. And being Ethiopian, that's kind of what I'm used to as well. So it's a little piece of home. So it's like home away from home, I guess, or this is home for me now. But it's just when you find those similar connections and you feel like you're part of a community, and that's really nice. And I want my kids to have that, and I want them to grow up with those values where they feel that they're not constantly scared, stranger danger. Obviously I still have to teach them those things, but for when we're away and whatnot, but to not immediately think of someone as danger, if you know what I mean. To have access to the outside space, to have organic food, because you can eat lots of local produce here, which is very good, and not what you can always find. I mean, you can find stuff in supermarkets, but actually here you could buy something and you could bump into the farmer or whatever who makes it. Okay, leave it, baby. Leave it there. Leave it on the table. Thank you. Sorry for the interruption. This is Mum Life. Thank you very much.
Just the part of the dinosaur.
Now you want the box?
Yeah.
Don't you love this top? I love it. It's an Ethiopian top, and the art, and I think it's just absolutely gorgeous. I love it. Showing off. Okay. Let's come back to. Whoops. Let's come back to business. So organic, and also I think the rate of crime is negligible, and that makes a huge difference. You're not constantly trying to figure out or just kind of keep your guards up, so that's a nice thing to be able to do, and if you're buying or renting, it is definitely cheaper than what you'd pay in big cities, especially if you're renting, although rent seems to be going up. And I kid you not, this place, I think it's been nominated as one of the best places to live, I think a couple of times. I need to actually double check, but it's so amazing quality of life, lots of outdoor activities, lots of little places to eat, lots of places also use local produce, and there's just a very strong sense of community. So for me, being able to live in a calm space has made my mental health better, and has given me has allowed me to kind of take, you just kind of your
Can you do that with the poo?
yeah.
Can you do that with the poo?
Yeah, that is the book. Your perspective in life changes. So when you're somewhere busy, you're always rushing. So you're rushing to get out of your house, you're rushing to get to work, you're on public transport, and then it's packed, and you're like constantly consumed. And then you get to work, and you work, and then you rush back, and you have your children, you pick them up, and it's like you don't have time to just breathe and take a step back and think of the real things that matter to you. You're constantly having to think of things and chasing this happiness that that maybe you're not actually managing to satisfy, because you may need, you might buy a designer bag and think it will make you happy, but then it doesn't really, because that's just, at the end of the day, that's like a status symbol, not, it doesn't give you internal happiness. You might be excited to buy something that you like, but it doesn't make you happy. So you're always constantly having to chase these things, and it just gives you that chance to take a step back and think of what are the things that are truly important to me as a person, and see if you can manage to do those things, and if you could have a few minutes to think of those things and to act on the things that you love, that make you who you are. And I think for today I'll stop here. I hope you enjoy this first video. Stay tuned for more. Please subscribe, and give your comments and experiences below. Let me know if you're happy where you live, and if do you want to move somewhere, what is stopping you, because life is short, and I'm not saying this my move was easy. It's not easy, and there are still things that I'm facing today, but I think if I had stayed in London, I would have been actually in a worse place. So it is important to put ourselves first. It's important to value our family. Life is short, and your kids are only with you for a very, very short time, and it's important wherever possible to be able to give them the best version of ourselves. And I'm not saying that I'm successful in doing this, but I recognize it, and it's something that I'm working on. All right, bye for now.